Hello there. I want to welcome you to Fascia Fitness Online. But what is fascia? Let me just introduce myself. My name is Jennifer Smith. I am a master trainer of the Fascianator Method of self-myofascial release. Nutrition and health and fitness has been a lifelong passion of mine. I have a degree in nutrition and dietetics, and I was able to serve people in that capacity for many years. I've also been very passionate about exercise and fitness and just being healthy and really being the best version of ourselves. But like many people, I would get sidelined by pain. Never major injuries for me, but I would get sidelined through hip flexors or glute issues or muscular pain, which I thought was muscular pain. And then I would stop until the pain went away. And then I would start again, but it would show up again, the pain, because I wasn't really addressing the root cause of the inflammation in my tissues, which is all about your fascial health. So when I learned about the Fascianator Method, I got really excited. And this has been about 5 years ago. I became very passionate about it because I knew that it was my missing link to having a pain-free body so that I could do the things that I love to do without any issues in my tissues. And I'm hoping that you can see how this can be your missing link too. But let's define fascia. Fascia is very simply put, it's way more complex than this, but simply put, it is our connective tissue. It actually covers more than our skin does. It's more surface area on the inside. The fascial matrix, so think about a spider web all inside your body that is wrapping and protecting everything inside. It's a spider web. It's going to bind things together, so it holds us together, but at the same time, it's going to separate them. So like looking at this orange where you can see the peeling has been taken away, but inside there is the connective tissue. It holds those segments together. At the same time, it separates them. That is what our fascial connective tissue does inside our bodies. It's what gives us our structure, our stability, and our form. It's not our muscles, it's our fascia, and why it's so important to keep it healthy. In addition, it plays a very key role in our muscular health, as well as our proprioception, which is part of our nervous system, big part of our nervous system. It's going to support our lymphatics, which is our immune system, as well as our cardiovascular system. So I'll dive a little bit more into that, but overall, that's what fascia is. But what is fitness? It's a word, it's a term, it's a word that we throw out and talk about all the time. Fitness, right? I'm doing this for fitness. Or how is your fitness level? Well, what is it? It's one's ability to execute all your daily activities, whether they're exercise or just moving around and doing daily things that you need to do with optimal performance, endurance, and strength, with the management of disease, fatigue, stress, and reduced sedentary behavior. That is what the definition of fitness means to me. So it's a much bigger picture than just exercising. It's your body's ability to do what it wants and needs to do without any disease or fatigue, stress, or any of those issues. So it really is the missing link to having optimal performance. So this is Freya. Freya is the first and only plastination project that was done to highlight the fascial structural system. So you can see all of this white is our connective tissue. It is what protects and separates and gives structure and shape and movement to our whole body system. And I'll explain to you why it's important, what happens when it isn't healthy. So you can see all the way from the top of our head down to the bottom of our foot. It's our largest body organ system. And you can go to my website and look under Freya, look for Freya, and you can watch the documentary that was done and how important fascia really is to our overall health. But there are some facts, some basic facts that may be helpful for you to help you wrap your mind around why this is so important. Our fascia is actually composed of water, hyaluron, collagen, and elastin proteins. Collagen is the most abundant protein in our body, and yet as we get older, that collagen production starts to decrease. And we can actually help activate and optimize our collagen production through the Fascianator method and activated nutrition. It can and does dry up and becomes hard and dry and sticky with your aging process, injuries, activities leading to pain, like I spoke about before. Never really got me in major trouble, but it would keep me from doing the things I love to do. Immobility and imbalances that lead to that chronic misalignment of the body. So whenever you are out, you have pain or issues or immobility, it's going to make the rest of your body out of alignment, which is going to cause issues in the rest of your tissues. And it's just a matter of time before it shows up. It becomes restrictive of all of your blood flow and supply, your lymphatics, which is your detox system, and your nervous system. And this can become restricted because of scar tissue, just through scar tissue through injuries or surgeries or wounds. Some people call them adhesions, scar tissues, trigger points. It all impacts your fascial system the same way. Our fascia actually holds on to harmful toxins, which are abundant. We can't get away from it. We can use clean products on our hair and skin, which I really encourage that you do. But it holds on to inflammatory waste, emotional tension that can occur through any injuries or surgeries or life events. That tension is held in by our fascial system. And if it isn't hydrated, it can cause inflammation, disease, and cancer, which ultimately is what you're feeling. Okay, that's what you're feeling. This little video right here is an example of how our fascia looks and acts like a dry sponge, a dirty sponge. You use a sponge, you throw it in the kitchen sink, and it gets hard and crusty until you pull it out and you want to use it. But it's not until you put it underneath the kitchen faucet or dip it in water that it's going to get more pliable. So here, putting it underneath a stream of water is just going to spill off until I start squeezing the sponge and getting rid of the toxins and hydrating that tissue, which is going to give you greater mobility and flexibility so that you can actually use the sponge. That is how our fascia operates in our body as well. So that stiff sponge can add, or fascia can lead to pain and mobility and flexibility issues. This little thing, this little image right here is called a neurovascular bundle. It is where those lymph vessels and those nervous pathways and all your veins and arteries come together in one place in your body. Neurovascular bundles, and they're in your ankles and your groin and your chest. They're all throughout your body. But when our fascia gets dry and tight and stiff, look what happens. It impinges, it squeezes, it tightens those vessels. So your lymph system can't detox and cleanse out the bad stuff as effectively. And those nervous pathways inflame, the inflammation causes that chronic pain. And so you have that tissue issue. And then the veins and arteries is not allowing that oxygenated blood to get what it needs to, and the nutrition to where your cells need that nutrition. Where we use the Fascianator method and the Fascianator Roller, we're actually going to help hydrate that tissue, getting that fluid, that extracellular matrix fluid, or quote, simply the water, into that tissue and hydrate it so that they can flow and work better and give you a healthy body, not only movement. And some interesting facts is that our fascia does not show up in traditional tools that one may experience if they're experiencing pain, unexplained pain, like such x-rays or MRIs or CT scans. It's through ultrasounds that you can see that, but the thing is, if you have pain and they can't see what's going on through these tools, it's probably most likely fascia contributing to it, but it's probably always going to be related to fascia. So you can fix things, but if you're not fixing the fascia, you're still going to have issues in your tissues. And again, fascia is one continuous sheath with multiple layers wrapping all your cells and other connective tissues like your ligaments and your tendons. But all of your trillions of cells, we have 1,000-ish lymph nodes, our ligaments, tendons, muscles, our bones, 45 miles of nervous pathways that can be impinged with unhealthy fascia. 60 1,000 miles of blood vessels, veins, and capillaries. And remember or know that every single one of our organs, our heart, our lungs, our liver, our pancreas, all of our vital organs also has its own fascial sac. And we want to make sure we keep that healthy too. Now, this little video is an example of tensegrity. It's when you have an impingement in a part of your body, but it's going to impact the rest of your body, which is, remember, our body is like a spider web of continuous tissue. So it's never going to happen in isolation, but it's going to help you, or it's going to impinge or create misalignment issues. So here it's like a little hip impingement, and it's going to impact the rest of the body. Or a joint replacement scar is going to cause impingements and mobility issues in the other parts of the body. And then this is like if you were to have a hip replacement or any kind of hip issues, it's going to cause immobility or reduced mobility and the rest of your body. So that's why with the Fascianator method, we truly roll from the bottom of our feet sequentially up to the top of our head so that we can get into every nook and cranny to hydrate that tissue. So again, fascial fitness is the missing link if you want to live an active lifestyle and stay that way. If you've been sidelined by pain from the things that you like to do, actually 1 in 5 adults live with chronic pain, and it does not have to be that way. And just like anything else, the longer you ignore it, the harder it is or more challenging it's going to be to resolve it. So you're never too young to start rolling with the Fascianator method. The perfect complement to physical therapy or chiropractic care, which is usually the form of therapy when people are having alignment issues or physical issues. This can help be an adjunct to, or even get you through and over that so that you can be truly self-empowered to have a healthy, aligned body without pain. You can be a proactive athlete of all levels to create and achieve greater recovery, because most athletes are overtrained and under recovered. So this can help you achieve all of those goals. You can be proactive in aging like myself, where you can really desire and achieve healthier longevity. But all together, it's about becoming the best version of yourself physically and emotionally. To learn more about Fascia Fitness Online, just visit fasciafitnessonline.com, and it will open up a window when you click start here to all the things. The welcome video is what this is. You can find the video on the Fascianator method, about my in-person classes, my Zoom classes, on demand 24/7. My whole passion is there's no excuses. I've created a platform where you can roll 24/7 using the video rollouts. You can get a personalized experience with a one-on-one, or you can have join my Zoom classes. All the testimonials are compelling. You can learn more about the FAQs. I talk about activation and activated nutrition on my website. You can join my Facebook group. You can buy a roller. All those things are on my website. I am so happy that you're here, and I can't wait to meet you in person if I haven't done so already. And if nothing else, I hope to see you in class. Let's roll.